All's well that ends well, a semi-final now. Can you share your thoughts on the performance?
Well, very happy to win the semi-final. Obviously, we played against a team that is very difficult to generate chances. We generated a lot. We should have scored many more goals than the one that we scored. And when you don't close the games, it can always happen. A short piece, a long throw, or a wide free kick like it happened. But you have to rely again on the boxes. And I think the players were so composed with the penalties. And at the end, Kepa managed to save one and where we want to be.
It was such a dominant first half as well. Gabriel Martinelli in particular, so influential. Would you like to have kept him on the pitch longer? Was that an injury to him in the end?
Yes, so he could not carry on, so we have to make the sub. But I think in general we were really good. We generated a lot of chances. In the second half they were more aggressive and we generated chances but in open spaces, but we didn't find the trigger there in the right moment to put the ball in the back of the net. But overall, another victory. I'm really happy.
Why was it, you think, in the second half you were unable to keep the pressure on like you managed in that opening 45?
Well, there were changes that they were a bit more aggressive and the game required something else. But we had many opportunities, but we weren't that precise at the end to kill them because we had 4 big chances in the second half as well. And then you have to put the game to bed. And
in terms of the 8 changes you made, you must have been really pleased with the influence they had on the game overall.
Yes, because it's always tough. They don't have the right chemistry. It's a lot of changes. Some of them they haven't played together, but I mean their attitude is excellent. I think we had some big individual performances tonight as well. Great to be Javi Jesus after a year almost starting a game and making 100 appearance. Kepa as well, that his level of commitment with the group is just incredible. So very happy for the boys.
You play a lot of knockout football, and I know you don't want them to go to penalties every time, but the quality of those penalties must be quite reassuring.
Yes, very good, very composed, it's very good. I mean, that's going to help us in the future if we need to go through that again.
And overall for the club to get into a semi-final now and be within touching distance of some silverware, what does that mean?
Well, it's the second season in a row that we are in this competition, in the semi-final. So, game every 3 days. We have the Christmas period right now. So, wish everybody a happy Christmas and all the best for the new year. And we will be here again in a few days.
It brings extra games, but it can also bring a lot of confidence, can't it? And a lot of positivity to the players when you have a run like this.
Yes, and it brought a lot of energy in the stadium as well. Thank you, everybody. The atmosphere that they created again. So, we're going to need them.
Appreciate your time, Mikel.
Thank you.
Good man.
Happy but businesslike as ever, Mikel Arteta. An animated presence on the touchline, isn't he, Jamie?
Yeah, absolutely. He's emotional. Sometimes people don't like that. Maybe that's been a problem in the past because I always try to put myself in a position when I'm playing. If I like to see my manager so animated, I feel like you need that bit of calm as well sometimes. And it feels like he has been a little bit calmer this season. But they are, and he is, in an unbelievable position.
Yeah.
So if you'd have said at the start of the season, they didn't have the best of starts and they found their groove. Obviously, the big win at Newcastle and everything started to click into place. Champions League has been brilliant to be here where you are now and obviously into the Premier League at top of the table at Christmas. It's a great achievement. You have to enjoy it. You have to embrace it. Obviously, lots to come now. Lots of exciting times for the club. But what it really showed me today, although the subs didn't necessarily have the desired effect in terms of making them better, but it showed you the quality they can bring off the bench. They didn't even bring on Gyökeres and you say 70 million, whatever he cost. And it shows you they have got so much strength in depth. And that was maybe their problem last year, but it certainly isn't this year.
Gabriel Jesus back starting for Arsenal. What do you make of his night tonight, Clinton?
No, I thought it was a handful, and I think it's like having a new signing. As we say, there's be certain games where Gyökeres will have to come out, and you can rely on Gabriel Jesus. He's got good movement. I thought he was really good. There was a chance in the second half where he's gone through, and a sharp Jesus maybe scores that. But this is where he likes to do most of his work. I said it in these wide areas, but he's a threat. He can cause all kinds of problems. And as Mikel Arteta alluded to it, he said it was good to see Gabriel Jesus back. He was unlucky with that header, good save from Benitez, but I've said it all along. I like him. I liked him when he was at Man City. I was surprised he left there. And obviously he's gone to Arsenal now. And he just needs a run of games.
I was going to say, from a goal scoring point of view, I mean, as a player, you want to get back and get the minutes back into your legs. How do you get the goals back into your legs?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's chances like that, but you need more minutes. But the thing is, at Arsenal, he's not going to play the 5 or 6 games he probably needs in a row because he's going to have to rotate because he's got Victor Gyökeres. And me and Jimmy were speaking about, he paid a lot of money for Victor Gyökeres. So he's probably, at the moment, Mikel Arteta is saying that's my main man. But you've got a great person in reserve in Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz when he comes back as well. But I really like Jesus. As I said, he's like a new signing.
From the point of view of where he fits in and keeping the players happy, you were saying, Jamie, because they're going far in several competitions. Does that then make Mikel Arteta's job marginally easier, that he can keep a big squad of very talented players happy?
Everyone, because if you're just going for one competition, you've got a massive squad of 25, 26 players, and sometimes you want to do an 11v11 to practice match, and there's even players that can't get in those two teams. It becomes difficult. But right now, you can manage that squad nicely. You know that there's lots of cup games to look forward to. Everyone knows their place right now. OK, this is our best Premier League 11, barring one or two players. I think they're in a great place. I really do. And, to have Jesus fit, I think you said it before the game, he's never going to be a killer in front of goal. He's never been that prolific. But he offers so much more. He's perpetual motion, nightmare for defenders. He's got so much energy. And, to have him back, and, they've got Marino that can play as a central striker. Havertz, I read today, is going to be close to training again soon. A lot of options, this Arsenal side.
OK, let's get the reaction now from the Palace end of the spectrum. It's Oliver Glasner with Johnny Phillips.
For Palace since he's gone there.
It's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? You come all the way through when you get to the centre-halves taking a penalty. It always feels like a bit more jeopardy in that. But given what Kepa did at that particular moment, Jamie, yes, we know he's got history in previous in shootouts in the Carabao Cup. The reaction speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Semi-final, and I love this competition. If you look at it now, Arsenal versus Chelsea's got a great ring to it. Newcastle, obviously, what they did winning it last year, and then Manchester City, two brilliant semi-finalists. And you can see how much it means to the players, because they want to keep this run going. They're in every single competition. They've got a huge squad, a great squad, and there's no reason why they can't compete at every level. And I think what this does to a certain extent for Mikel Arteta, it keeps a lot of players happy. Because players like Norgard, who signs from Brentford, probably thought, I'm going to get more game time than I thought I would like to have done. Yeah. This keeps him involved. You've got two semi-finals in January. And this, you can see the togetherness. It means everything to these players. So a huge win for Arsenal. They made it difficult for themselves in that second half.
Because, they got the noses in front with, let's say, not the classiest or...
Probably the scruffiest, ugliest goal you've ever seen. He had a little ring of no disrespect to Sunday League footballers. I love you guys, but this is Sunday League football at its best. It's like everywhere.
Talk us through the height at which the goal goes in between Guehi and Mateta. Is it just two tall men that can't get the legs up?
Well, you can see at the back post, Arsenal do their thing. They're loaded at the back. They've got Marino and Jesus and Calafiori. And then you can see Palace obviously are quite front-loaded with the big guys. But as that ball then comes in, you can see, they're trying to get in this area. Brilliant delivery by Saka. Saliba does a really clever, subtle block, just enough to not be a foul. You can see it probably better on this angle. Just keep an eye on him here. He just does a little block, so he stops Benitez getting where he wants to attack that ball. Right now, there is a next phase. Calafiori gets up, and I think it hits... Does it hit Lerma? I think... Anyway,
pinball, isn't it?
And then Lacroix just, unfortunately, just dips his toe out, and it goes in, and you can see there Mateta, and obviously the captain Gay just can't react. He just comes into that horrible area where you can't get your leg up high enough. You can see the both of them. Look, both of them. It's just horrendous. And I thought that was it. Knockout blow. Game over. But your side, they don't give up.
No, they don't give up. And as I said, since Glasner's been in charge of Palace, they have that never say die attitude. It looks like a loopy kind of cross, me and Jamie were saying, from Adam Wharton. But let me tell you something, Jefferson Lerma does have some airtime. He is very, very good in the air, and he knocks it back. And you know what I like about Mark Guehi? Where you can see a lot of the Arsenal, he anticipated like a centre forward. Like, he's moving, but the Arsenal defenders are moving back. The only one who moves forward is Declan Rice, but it's a very good finish from Mark Guehi. Cultured finish through Kepa's legs, and then I thought, they're back in it, and can they? Obviously, can they hold on? And they did hold on for the penalties. And you see Glasner, he liked it because he knew they had a chance. But really well worked goal. And credit to Palace. I thought they were very good in the second half. And
the fact that he's celebrating so much then, obviously before the penalty shootout, Kepa the hero, of course, for Arsenal. But the performance of Walter Benitez in the Palace goal, he had one of those nights where everything just came towards him, Jamie.
And do you know what, David? It actually made you think, is it going to be a night? Is he going to pull off an amazing save? Because he did that. That was obviously quite early in the game. Martinelli, I think this is the one with Jesus. Great header. He gets down low, makes a good double save there. This is another one, just pure reactions, just saving it him right in the kisser. And good save, but everything was going his way. And this was another one. Great save there. And OK, this might be your night. We've seen many a story like this. And this was a bit of scruffy play there. You can see Declan Rice is trying to get under it, but look how quickly he comes out and smothers that one. He had a brilliant night, but unfortunately just couldn't come up with that penalty. And a lot to do with that was with the quality of the Arsenal penalties. Every single one of them was top.
And given the performance of the goalkeeper in that position, when you've got Dean Henderson looking on, bodes well for England, just keeps him on his toes a little bit.
Yeah, it does, but Dean Henderson's been outstanding. He will be the number one. I think Benitez knows that. I think Dean Henderson's putting pressure on Jordan Pickford, even though Jordan Pickford's the England number one, but I think Henderson's been outstanding. But good credit, it's huge credit that if Henderson ever does pick up an injury, they got a really good goalie in Benitez that can come in.
Yeah. No, I agree. Why are you laughing?
Why are you laughing? I'm not laughing at anything. You two have been fascinating company. Anyway, moving very swiftly on. We're going to...
7 it finished in penalty kicks, but Arsenal finding a way to win games.
Yeah, they certainly do. It's just what they've done, and they will face now Chelsea in the semifinals. Newcastle and City are the other ones, so that is really setting up well. Let's hear from the Arsenal gaffer, Mikel Arteta, following what was a heart-pounding win.
William, that was more dramatic than you might have liked, but how pleased to get through?
Yeah, of course, it was a tough game against a top team. We know it's always hard to play against Palace, but I think we did well. We scored almost at the end, and apart from my mistake, who helped us to score at the end, we played well. Kepa was good today, so yeah, we are so happy to be in semi-final now.
You created so many chances, particularly in the first half. When you did get the lead, were you thinking that was enough?
Yeah, of course, first half we played so well, but we knew that it was not enough because we have to score. At the end we scored, but yeah, unfortunately we conceded at the end of the game, but at the end Kepa saved us in the penalty shot, so we are so happy to have him, and we are so happy to be in the semi-final.
Kepa, you had a relatively quiet night, but then when the goal goes in at the end, you're thinking that's possibly the worst scenario.
Well, I think we should take a couple of opportunities that we had in the first half. I think we played so well, then they changed, they adapt a little bit, and second half was like more 50-50. Even like this, we had big chances, and yeah, it's something that we have to improve. We conceded in a couple of games in the last minute, so something that we have to improve and focus on that.
When it goes deep into a penalty shootout like that, and the goals just keep going in and in and in, what is your mindset? You think I just need to get hold of one?
You have to keep the cold and think in the next one. Be focused, don't lose your focus, is important, because as soon as you save one, maybe it's decisive.
And William, this game is all about winning silverware. This is a great chance now, you're in the semi-finals.
Yeah, we are so happy to be in semi-final. You have to take, you have to learn the lesson from last season, because we got the semi-final last season, but we lost the 2 games. So now this season we want to win both games, and we want to go in the final.
Well done both of you. William is the Carabao Cup player of the match. Do the honours, Kepa.
Of course, big game, beast.
Alex and Ian back with you here, and they are flying high. Mikel Arteta's team just finds a way to win. They're going to go into Christmas now, of course, at the top of the Premier League table, but they're also going to know that they have a semi-final in the Carabao Cup coming up as well. They just continue to find a way. And those PKs were really, really well taken in so many ways. I wonder now, what does this do for them? They just keep winning. They just keep finding ways to get results.
Listen, it's not all positive. I'll get to the negative in just a minute, but to back you up, I will say yes. Listen, the penalty kicks were exceptional. They found a way to win a game. Arsenal winning again, that's spectacular. Very difficult to score goals against, very difficult to create chances against. I mean, Arsenal right now defensively are one of the best teams, if not the best team in European football. Top of the Premier League, top of the Champions League. They're obviously, as you mentioned, in the semi-final of the EFL Cup, the Carabao Cup, and then of course they've got I think it's Portsmouth to look forward to in the FA Cup third round. So they're in every single competition. They're not losing games. They're finding ways to win games. And even if it takes penalty kicks, that's what great sides do. They find ways to win games. This group of players went out there and produced an awesome performance, right? They created so many opportunities. 25 shots, 7 on target, almost 500 accurate passes of the ball. They dominated it. Crystal Palace offered very little. They had 1 single shot on target, which, Alex, was their goal. And it was a great goal, but poor defensive from Arsenal switching off. So there's the positive. The negative I'm going to throw out here, and it's something I think Gunners fans need to be very careful of. Don't get too carried away. There's something that's happening with this Arsenal side, albeit finding a way to win football games. They're a little bit lucky right now. And of course, you have to ride your luck, and you need luck to win championships, to win trophies. If you're aiming for a treble, you need that luck. But if you go over the last 3 games that Arsenal have played, where has their goals come from? 3 own goals. 1 penalty kick in their last 3 games. That needs to change. We need to start to see open goals happening, not necessarily just set-piece goals, not own goals. I understand and respect the luck falling in your favour, but Arsenal have got to start finding a way to win games from open play. Creativity, the crosses into the box, they've got to find a way from scoring goals consecutively, and I think that's important for their development going forward into 2026. They need to start scoring more goals, and they need their best players to be scoring those goals.
Well, they don't really concede is maybe the biggest thing, right? A Premier League has 16 clean sheets. They didn't get one today, but Kepa certainly bailed them out. Coming up, not going to be so easy, though. Against Brighton, they get a chance to host Aston Villa, who, of course, beat them earlier this season in Birmingham. And then, they've got Liverpool down the road. So there are going to be plenty of tests, and Mikel Arteta is going to have to continue to rotate this side like he did today, and they did just enough.
Well, bringing off the bench, Odegaard, Saka at the same time, and I think it was 10 minutes before that you bring Trossard off the bench. I mean, that's unbelievable impact and players that you can bring off that quality off the bench. Arsenal are deep, they are very deep. They've spent wisely, they've created a real deep squad that's competitive across multiple competitions. They've conceded 1 goal in the Champions League. I think it's 10 goals they've conceded in the Premier League. It's remarkable. But if I do have the criticism, albeit scoring in the Champions League, I want to see more goals from this Arsenal side. The creativity is there. They're creating enough chances. You heard the commentator asking the question to Arteta. That first half was exceptional. Yeah, you had 12 shots, 4 on target, but we want more goals. It's not good enough. I still think there's more to come from this team. And for everybody else out there in the footballing world, that is a scary, scary thought. That this Gunner side who is winning, has a little bit of luck on their side, is finding a way to win football games, but can still get better.
Yeah, but the more that you do it, the more that it keeps happening. So it's going to be, I think, down the stretch, something that they are going to be able to rely on. Yes, not.
The semi-finals of the Carabao Cup are starting in the week of January 12th, 2026 in the new year. Arsenal now through to the semi-finals, taking on Chelsea, and Newcastle United will be playing against Man City. What do we think about these matchups? Let's start off with Arsenal-Chelsea game. How do you think we'll see that one fare out?
London derby, great game, could go either way. I think obviously we say it all the time, there's more pressure on Arsenal, they want to win something. We spoke to William Saliba, obviously saying, I think Maresca is in a difficult position right now at Chelsea, so that's going to be interesting how he approaches that, but I'm sure that they'll want to win that. I think when you look at those last 4 teams, without even looking at the other side, any of those teams can win this competition. Newcastle, you can't write them off because they're the defending champions, but I think it's a very interesting semi-final.
I think it's an Arsenal side that for them to get to their best, it's not that hard. Like, they don't do anything that's overcomplicated. It's very simple what they do. And even on a night tonight where we all watched them and said, yeah, maybe they were good in the first half, Crystal Palace better in the second, they took 25 shots, right? So they were still effective, and 8 changes, Arteta tells us, so still effective. I see Arsenal a more mature team, a team better in the details than Chelsea, so I like them going through. And then Man City's hot, getting hot at the right time, right? I see a Man City side that's different than the one that we saw finishing the tail end of last season. That was a little bit more shaky. I feel they're more solid. So I see Man City, Arsenal final.
Let's not forget it's also 2 legs as well, though. I agree with you.
I definitely see Man City, Arsenal.
Arsenal definitely a better team defensively when you come up against Chelsea. I'll still back Arsenal to defend better than Chelsea.
I think when you look at all 4 teams that are still left, you can make an argument it's massively important for all 4.
Yeah.
Chelsea, obviously, Maresca, a lot of trouble at the moment between him and the board. Does he need this to get him over the line and see through the project? If they win it, Arsenal, we've already alluded to, they need to win. Newcastle, obviously won this last year, not having a great season, look like they're going to be going out of Champions League relatively early as well. Does this save their season? And Man City are, as you say, getting hot at the right moment. So for me, there's a lot in this. I think it'll be really interesting as we see arguably one of my favourite footballers to watch at this moment in time in Ryan Cherki. But I think it'll be really interesting with the Chelsea-Arsenal game to see how many changes they make in that. I think they'll both be going at it and both be trying to get to the final.
Yeah.
Both
teams
it will be more
strong.
of their starting lineup we see in the Premier League.
100%. I agree. I think they're both. I mean, you look at the squads that both teams have got, players have got to their disposal. So I can see them both being out very strong teams, especially because it's a London derby. You're not going to want to lose to one of your noisy neighbours.
Yeah, definitely not one of my noisy neighbours like you. All right then, everybody, the football doesn't.
To admire about your team and their character, but in the end, one penalty was the difference. That's always in a penalty shootout. That one penalty is the difference. So, and this time we were the ones who missed it, but nobody to blame. So I think first half we had a bad performance, but then coming back like we did in second half was much better. And even then when we conceded the goal, it looked like a déjà vu from the league game. But then coming back again, so huge credit to the players. And then in penalty shootout everything is possible. And we have won 2 this year, and today. Arsenal were the lucky ones, honestly. Also, they took them so well. I've seen many penalty shootouts, but I can't remember that every single one was taken so well. Then one, has to miss, otherwise we would shoot until tomorrow. Yeah. So, and today, unfortunately, we were the ones. But again, we can build up on the second half performance, definitely.
Yes, what can you take from the performance? A lot of the resilience and clearly getting back in the game too.
Yes, exactly, and the way we played second half, the way we matched them, and when everybody is telling us so many games and you are fatigued and you are tired, and if this really is the case, you can't come back like we did today, not in the second half with this performance, and not in the second half after a 0-1. So I think when we build up on the second half performance, we will play a very good season.
I think that's right, isn't it, Joel? The way that Palace played in the second half, having altered things systematically, they showed they're a match for literally anybody in the Premier League, quite comfortably, Palace.
Absolutely, I think in that second half, you saw a little bit. I think first half was a little bit passive, not getting up to the ball, not getting a bit of contact on players. And second half, I think you got Adam Wharton going on the ball and starting to break lines. You got JP running in behind. Obviously, you pride yourself on your defensive structure, and you can spring from that. And they, like the manager said there, they matched Arsenal and went above and beyond them, and probably in the second half were the better team.
Yeah. And you really wanted Adam Wharton to get on the ball in the second half, and he does. What does he do so well, which brings so much benefit to Palace, and maybe internationally as well?
It's the composure. The composure and the technical ability. He can get himself out of little pockets of areas, and if you've got runners, willing runners, or you've got a good hold-up man like a Mateta who can hold it up and people could go and join him, he gives you the ball. He's the kind of midfielder I want to be playing in front of, because I know he's going to constantly be looking for me, even if it's a difficult pass.
He looks forward every time, doesn't he?
Looks forward, and that's what you want from him. And I thought he got a lot better chances to do that in the second half than he did in the first half. And that's why they started to play a lot better, Palace.
Yeah. What's his ceiling, Adam Wharton?
The sky's the limit, I think, for him in the way in which he plays. I think the way in which he handles, since he's come to Palace and the spotlight that's been on him, and he deserves the plaudits that he's got, because he's come in and he's changed the way in which that we play in many ways. He's the orchestrator in there, and he's the quarterback who kind of dictates the game. And like we said there, his first thought is to play forward, and he's not scared of making those passes time and time again.
And I think, what I think with him is they should have started the game like that. They should have started the game with a little bit more gusto, a little bit more, let's go and get them. Let's go for Palace, because they go for Arsenal, because they've got players trying to impress themselves. So they should have put them under a bit more pressure.
We're hearing good news. Chris Richards, it looked worse than it is, and they're hoping he'll be all right for New Year's Day. I mean, obviously, whenever you see blood, you're thinking, oh, that's terrible. But actually, fingers crossed, it's not as bad as that. Good. Arsenal got 5 games before they play the first leg against Chelsea. You said it earlier, Ian, that they're just making very heavy work of things. I mean, the last 3 goals they've scored at the Emirates have all been own goals.
Yeah.
2 against Wolves and today. Why are they making such heavy work of things?
I think they're just not taking the chances to be more relaxed in games. You've got to take those chances, and it's not easy. If it was easy, I'm sure they would have done it, no problem. But you've got to take those chances. You've got to be more ruthless with those. I think especially the first time with Noni Madueke, I thought that was a very good chance. I thought some of the goalkeepers' saves were good saves, but I thought there were chances that people should have been able to take. And then you get more comfortable in the game and you feel a little bit more confident. And then maybe bring on some other players, you can see the game out. But we don't seem to be doing that in a minute. And it's something that we're going to have to learn to do as this season's going on if we're going to try and win the title.
I think I said to you during the game, I think there was a moment when Ebbs got the ball on his back foot. Could he have maybe taken the shot? Yeah. But he's found the pass, and the same with Gabriel, with Jesus. Jesus. He could have taken that shot on, and when you're not set as a defender, things can go through your legs. If you can take it off your back of your heel and wrong foot the keeper, because the keeper's not set either. So
little bit more decisiveness.
Just take the shot on.
Yeah.
And
I said to Ian in the middle of the second half, Man City would be winning this game 2-0. Do you know what I mean? The way Haaland is, that's the big difference, isn't it? Arsenal have to narrow that gap if they're going to win the league.
But what I did like Marino saying, was the mentality of the guys and making sure that they're mature in the way in which they play, especially later on in games, not to get, flustered by the noise and the pressure that they're under, but to trust in the process. They're coming through. They've been together for a long period of time now, and their characters are growing, their maturity's growing. So I think they're only going from strength to strength.
Hopefully. Absolutely. Well, then they've got the squad to deal with it as well. Anyway, Joel, great to have you with us. Thank you very much indeed, Ian. Thank you as well as ever. You can
a heartbreaking way to lose a football match, but you must be so proud with many elements of that performance.
Second half, yes. So I think we played a very bad first half. We had a great goalkeeper who kept us in the game. And second half, I saw a complete different team doing much better. It was more open. And huge credit, when you then concede a goal from a corner, and it looked like déjà vu from the league game. And then coming back here again is really great what the players have done. And then, yes, penalty shootout. Honestly, I've watched a few penalty shootouts, but I don't know if I have seen one where all the penalties were taken so well. And then it's somehow it has to end and somebody has to miss. And then today, unfortunately, it was a player of us. But again, this can happen. So I told the players that we have to build up on the second half performance, because everybody is telling us so many games and you are fatigued. And if you can switch like we did today in the second half and playing that way here at the Emirates, was very positive.
Apart from the two substitutions you made at half-time, was there anything else that you felt got you back into that game in the second half?
Yes, we were braver, and of course we were much more aggressive, also out of position. So to get pressure on the ball, I think Justin Devaney did excellent. And then we played more in their half. We created a few situations. Then you get finishes, you get set plays, and that was much better than in first half. So we were too passive, and then of course we lost the balls too quickly. But it's not so easy to play here against Arsenal. The leader of the Premier League and the leader of the Champions League. So, but again, what we have shown in the second half was really good.
Yeah, there were both goals scored from set pieces. Overall, though, do you feel that the way you defended the set pieces and the way that Arsenal can attack like that was much improved from the weekend?
Yes, they're doing so well and deliver the balls really well. But as we showed, if it's a great delivery and you win the header, and then the second ball was a little bit similar. They won the header on the far post, we won the header on the far post, and then everything can happen. So yes, it was much better, and also I've seen really progress in many parts of the game.
You had to manage the game as well with injuries. What happened to Chris Richards? That looks a bad one.
Oh yes, he got a knock on his foot, and it was had to be stitched, but doesn't look so bad. I don't know if it's possible for him on Sunday, but hopefully in the new year that he's back, because of course this was also we struggled then a little bit with tall players, because he's one of our best headers, and we had to take him off, and Will Hughes comes in. So because we didn't have a tall player on the bench or a tall defender on the bench. So I think the players did well, yeah.
At the moment, do you feel they're just giving everything for you now? Because the resources are so stretched, the fixture list is so tough for you. Do you feel they're really responding?
I think, again, what I have seen every single player giving everything today, and that's what we can demand, what we're always demanding from ourselves. And then here at the Emirates, I've seen many teams losing and struggling, and so did we in the first half. But second half again, it was, I think, an open game, and that shows what we are capable of. And this should be the route and the pathway for the next games.
Thank you for your time, Oliver.
Thank you.
Good man.
Around the football matches, Oliver Glasner, and he's got a team and a squad that he's absolutely squeezing the utmost out of that he possibly can, given how many games they've been playing over the course of quite a few months now. But another injury, Chris Richards came off the pitch, saying he'll possibly need stitches. Given what the transfers were like and the business that they've done, he's already alluded to it, Oliver Glasner, earlier on this season. You've got a very, very, very good manager there. Is he being given the tools and the support that he deserves?
No, I don't think so. I think he should get a lot more. And you can see with the players that have gone out and the big one in Eze, and they've obviously brought in Pino, who's been a good. Cambo is not quite ready at the moment. He's a youngster, but he is a centre half. He struggled tonight. And then there's like Sosa, and you've got Benitez and Uche who are free and loans. And at the moment, he's getting more injuries. He's got Richards out, Kamada out, Munoz out, Ismail Sarr at AFCON. These are 4 regulars in his starting 11. So full credit must go to Oliver Glasner and to the team that are running through brick walls for him, and he doesn't really change it. You can see he said he's got a set 12, and that's what he always thinks. He's got 12 players that he trusts. I think in the January window, the chairman has to back his manager. He has to back him. He's top.
But then, sorry, Tim, so then why does he then? If his future is up in the air, Gahey's as well, what does the ownership do?
So
they give him 100 million quid and then he disappears?
I can see the club side of it as well.
Yeah.
Because if he were to say in the summer that I'm leaving, or he's not going to engage in doing a new contract, and he says, I want this player, this player and this player, and the system that he plays is obviously his system. He's so good at it. Obviously Manchester United do the same thing, 3-4-3. It works for them. And he does it brilliantly, great exponent of it. But a new manager comes in, he wants to play 4-3-3 or whatever. He might not want 2 wing-backs. He might go, I don't know if I necessarily need that player or those players. That's the hard bit. Now, the real difficult one for Crystal Palace, and it's probably the ultimate dilemma in terms of what you do with a player, is what you do with Gay.
Yeah.
Because Gay's now out of contract in the summer. Do you cash in January and get 50 million maybe? You probably could get that. I think Liverpool will probably pay that, or other clubs, certainly, because he's that good. Or do you wait to the end of the season, use him for the end of the season? He'll want him to the end of the season. And he might say, well, if I go somewhere, I'll take you with me. So these are the predicaments that you've got. I feel for the Palace fans because they want the best players there. But if you know he's leaving in the summer and he's not going to sign a new contract, Gay, I think you've got to cash in January. I genuinely mean that. Like, you're not going to go down.
But also as well,
£50 million.
Is there a danger that we saw the scenes at the top where the open top bus parade where potentially you've got a change in the guard here where it kind of peters out a little bit for Palace?
Yeah, maybe so. But you asked Jamie about Palace don't have 100 million to spend, so they would not be spending 100 million in January. Make no bones about that. But I do think if you're going to keep him, you've got a chance of winning the Europa Conference League. I think they want 2 wide men and they want a right back because when Munoz picks up an injury, you need someone in there who's capable of that. So I think maybe 3 signs. The Mark Gahey situation, that's the one because he said it all along. I need a replacement for Mark Gahey. He didn't do it in the summer. So now if you lose him in January, you're going to have to
You've got to get a replacement.
And you can't. And it's hard to get a replacement for him because he's outstanding. He's one of the best centre-backs there is at the moment in the Premier League. But it's going to be difficult. But they won't let him go and Oliver Glasner will be disappointed unless they bring in a replacement, and that might have to be a loan.
And he's so good, the manager. You've seen it tonight, even the quality, because he's not got an abundance of subs that he's bringing on that you think, well, that's going to make a real difference. You know, Klein's obviously ageing in terms of what he can bring, but he just brought a freshness to the team, and he mentioned it, and I really thought it was a great point. He said, it's very easy to start feeling sorry for yourself. Yes, we are a bit tired. They didn't look tired in the second half. They actually ran non-stop in that second half to get themselves back in the game. So, yeah, it's difficult. You want to keep him, obviously, and also you want to keep Gay, but...
Yeah, you know what it is, Jay? It was because when we were at Fulham a few weeks ago, I was there and I gave him a bit. That's what he needed
one,
tonight.
It was like that one.
He needed that tonight.
He saw that,
I gave him a little masterclass and they went and won against Fulham. If we were there tonight,
are you 2 on overtime?
Different. No, we're just talking amongst ourselves. We're getting into the Christmas spirit, aren't we?
We are.
Exactly.
You are getting in the Christmas spirit. And speaking of the Christmas spirit,